Subscribe to English Hub to achieve fluent English.
Part 1. The Journey to Speaking Like a Native. Are you ready to transform the way you speak English? Imagine this. You're in a conversation with native speakers. Words flow smoothly, expressions light up their faces, and every phrase you use feels natural, fluid, and expressive. No more hesitations, no more feeling basic. You're confident, eloquent, and your words paint vivid pictures. That's the goal, right? Well, buckle up, because in this guide, I'll show you how to go beyond the basics and master phrases that will make your English vibrant and dynamic. These aren't just words. They're tools to help you connect, express, and impress. And trust me, by the end of this journey, you'll be speaking like a pro. So, let's dive in. Moving beyond I don't know. Let's start with a phrase we all use way too often. I don't know. It's functional, sure, but it's flat and uninspired. Imagine you're at a trivia night and someone asks you a question about astrophysics. Yikes. Instead of the mundane, I don't know, try saying, beats me. This phrase isn't just a substitute, it adds personality. It shows you're stumped, but in a playful, relatable way. The next time someone asks you about something out of your wheelhouse, smile and say, beats me. You'll instantly sound more approachable and conversational, expressing exhaustion like a native. We all get tired. It's part of life. But saying, I'm tired, every time, that gets, well, tiring. Instead, why not say, I'm beat? This phrase packs a punch, conveying just how worn out you feel. Picture this. You've spent all day helping a friend move. They look at you and say, how are you holding up? You could reply, I'm beat. Let's order pizza and crash. Doesn't that sound more expressive? Speaking of exhaustion, here's another phrase to sprinkle in. I'm swamped. This is perfect for those crazy busy days when you have a million things on your plate. Instead of the robotic, I don't have time, you could say, I'm swamped with work right now, but let's catch up later. It's relatable, colorful, and paints a clear picture of your hectic day. Turning let's start into something energizing. Now let's talk about beginnings. Starting something can be exciting, but saying, let's start, is pretty lackluster. To infuse energy into your words, say, let's dive in. This phrase feels active, inviting, and full of enthusiasm. Picture yourself at the start of a group project, instead of the dull, okay, let's start. You could say, all right, team, let's dive in and make some magic happen. Doesn't that set the tone for a productive and fun collaboration? It's a small change, but it can transform the energy of the entire group. The art of keeping secrets. Sometimes we want to keep things under wraps. Saying, it's a secret, gets the point across, but it's a bit boring. Instead, try saying, it's hush-hush. Imagine a friend asking about your weekend plans, and you're planning a surprise party for them. Instead of the generic, it's a secret, you could say with a playful grin, oh, that's hush-hush for now. You'll find out soon enough. Not only does it sound more fun, but it also builds intrigue and excitement. Responding with flair. When someone apologizes for a small mistake, how do you usually respond? If it's with, "No problem," you're not alone. It's a go-to phrase for many of us, but it's also a bit overused. For a fresher, more casual vibe, try saying, "No sweat." For instance, imagine a colleague accidentally sends you the wrong file and quickly apologizes. Instead of the standard, "No problem," reply with a smile, "No sweat. Happens to the best of us." It's friendly, forgiving, and makes the conversation feel more personal. Crowded spaces, expressive phrases. We've all been in packed spaces, from bustling restaurants to overcrowded buses. Instead of saying, "It's very crowded," which feels bland, try, "It's packed." Picture this. You're meeting friends at a popular cafe and it's wall-to-wall people. Instead of the plain observation, "It's crowded," you could say, "Wow, it's packed in here. Let's grab a spot outside if we can." It's concise, descriptive, and feels more natural, adding emotion to worry. We all worry. It's part of being human. But saying, "I'm worried," can feel too formal and restrained. If you want to express your anxiety more vividly, say, "I'm freaking out." Imagine your best friend is about to walk into a big interview and they're running late. You're pacing outside, phone in hand, and they text, "I'm almost there." Instead of responding with the flat, "I'm worried," you could text back, "I'm freaking out over here. You've got this." It adds drama, emotion, and support all in one phrase. Leaving with style. When it's time to go, we often default to, "I need to leave now." Functional? Yes. Memorable? Not at all. A better alternative is, "I gotta hit the road." Imagine you're at a family gathering and it's getting late. Instead of the dull, "I need to leave," you could say with a warm smile, "This was so lovely, but I gotta hit the road. Thanks for everything." It's casual, friendly, and leaves a good impression. Shifting perspective on importance. When something isn't a big deal, saying "it's not important" can come across as dismissive. Instead, lighten the mood with "it's no biggie." For example, if someone apologizes for a small mistake, like spilling coffee near you, respond with a cheerful "no biggie, it's just coffee." It shows you're easygoing and not easily fazed, which is always appreciated in social interactions. Addressing unfair situations. Sometimes life throws us curveballs, and we find ourselves saying, "That's not fair." But to really capture the frustration, try, "It's a raw deal." Imagine you're venting to a friend about being overlooked for a promotion. Instead of the flat, "That's not fair," you could say, "Honestly, it's a raw deal. I worked so hard for this." It conveys a deeper sense of injustice and resonates emotionally, wrapping up conversations like a pro. Lastly, when it's time to finish a task or meeting, don't just say, "Let's finish it." Opt for, "Let's wrap it up." Picture yourself in a meeting that's run over time. Instead of the abrupt, "Let's finish it," you could say, "This has been productive, but let's wrap it up so we can all get on with our day." It's polite, professional, and keeps the mood positive. The emotional journey of learning. Learning these phrases isn't just about vocabulary. It's about expressing yourself in ways that feel authentic and connected. Think about the power of words like "I'm beat" or "no sweat." They aren't just replacements for basic phrases. They're invitations to share a piece of your personality. And here's the exciting part. Every time you use one of these phrases, you're not just practicing language. You're building confidence. You're stepping into a new version of yourself, one that communicates with clarity, emotion, and style. But don't worry if it doesn't click right away. Mastering these phrases takes time, just like learning to dance or play an instrument. The key is to keep practicing, keep experimenting, and most importantly, keep having fun with it. Part 2. Elevating your English to the next level. Welcome back. If Part 1 gave you a glimpse of how vibrant and dynamic your English can become, get ready to elevate it even further. In Part 2, we're diving into phrases that will not only make you sound fluent, but will also add depth and personality to your conversations. These expressions are for the moments when you want to express strong feelings, navigate tricky situations, or just make a lasting impression. Let's get started, shall we? Expressing the impossible. Life is full of challenges, and sometimes things just feel out of reach. Instead of saying, "It's impossible," which can sound overly dramatic or flat, you can use a more expressive phrase, "It's a lost cause." Picture this. You're helping a friend assemble furniture, and it's clear the pieces just don't fit. Rather than sighing and saying, "This is impossible," try throwing up your hands and saying, "This is a lost cause. Let's call in the pros." It not only communicates your frustration, but also adds a touch of humor to the situation. Talking about cost with impact. We all encounter things that feel ridiculously overpriced. Instead of the straightforward, "It's too expensive," try using the idiom, "It costs an arm and a leg." Imagine you're eyeing a sleek, high-tech gadget that's way out of your budget. When a friend asks why you haven't bought it yet, you could say, "Are you kidding? It costs an arm and a leg." It's vivid, relatable, and packs a punch, making your point more memorable. Asking for advice, like a pro. Sometimes we need guidance, but instead of the plain, "I need your advice," why not say, "I'd love to pick your brain"? This phrase is casual yet engaging, showing genuine interest in someone's expertise. For example, if you're starting a new project and know a friend has experience in that area, you could say, "Hey, I'd love to pick your brain about this. Got a few minutes to chat?" It's a friendly way to ask for help without sounding too formal or demanding. Declaring busyness with style. Life gets hectic, and "I'm really busy" is a phrase we use all the time. But wouldn't "I'm swamped" feel more expressive? It vividly conveys the weight of your to-do list. Picture this. Your phone is buzzing with emails, your coffee is getting cold, and your coworker asks if you have time to take on another task. Instead of a dull "I'm really busy," you could say, "I'm swamped right now. Can it wait until tomorrow?" It's clear, relatable, and shows you're juggling a lot. Apologizing with grace. We all make mistakes, and a heartfelt apology can go a long way. Instead of the overused "I'm sorry," consider saying, "My apologies." Imagine you accidentally double book a meeting and have to reschedule with a colleague. Instead of a quick, "I'm sorry about that," say, "My apologies for the mix-up. Let me know when works best for you." It feels more thoughtful and professional, showing that you genuinely value their time. Celebrating simplicity. Sometimes tasks are easy, but instead of saying, "It's easy," you could brighten up the moment with, "It's a piece of cake." Picture this. Your friend is stressing about how to bake a cake for the first time, and you've been baking for years. To reassure them, you could smile and say, "Don't worry, it's a piece of cake. I'll walk you through it." This phrase brings a light, encouraging tone that makes any challenge feel more manageable. Wrapping things up with style. When it's time to finish a task, the phrase, "let's finish it," can feel abrupt. Instead, go for, "let's wrap it up." For instance, imagine you're hosting a brainstorming session and everyone's energy is winding down. Instead of saying, "Okay, let's finish it," you could cheerfully announce, "Great work, everyone. Let's wrap it up and pick this up tomorrow." It's warm, professional, and leaves a good impression. Expressing indifference. There are times when you simply don't care about something, but saying, "I don't care," can come across as rude or dismissive. Instead, try, "I couldn't care less." Imagine someone asking if you're upset about a minor celebrity scandal and you're utterly uninterested. Instead of the curt, "I don't care," you could shrug and say, "Honestly, I couldn't care less." It's casual, expressive, and gets your point across without sounding harsh. Taking responsibility with confidence. When something is your responsibility, saying "it's my responsibility" can sound stiff. Instead, try the more conversational phrase, "it's on me." For example, if you're organizing a dinner and want to assure everyone you've got it covered, you could say, "Don't worry about the food. It's on me." It's relaxed, reassuring, and shows you're taking charge. Passing the decision-making torch. Sometimes you want someone else to make a decision. Instead of saying, "You decide," try, "It's your call." Picture this. You're out with friends trying to pick a restaurant. Instead of shrugging and saying, "You decide," you could smile and say, "I'm good with anything. It's your call." It feels more collaborative and polite. Announcing your exit gracefully. When you're leaving, "I'm leaving" feels abrupt. A softer, more conversational alternative is, "I'm off." Imagine you're at a casual gathering and it's time to head home. Instead of the direct, "I'm leaving," you could say, "All right, everyone, I'm off. Thanks for a great evening." It's warm, friendly, and leaves a positive impression. Encouraging action with energy. When it's someone else's turn to take the next step, saying, "It's your turn," can feel mechanical. Instead, energize the moment with, "The ball's in your court." For instance, if you're collaborating on a project and your part is done, you could say, "I finished my section. The ball's in your court now." It's professional, encouraging, and keeps the momentum going. Embracing enthusiasm. When someone has something to share, the phrase "I'm listening" is polite but flat. Instead, express your eagerness with, "I'm all ears." Picture your friend starting to tell you about their exciting weekend. Instead of a neutral, "I'm listening," you could lean in and say, I'm all ears. Tell me everything. It's engaging, warm, and shows genuine interest. Agreeing wholeheartedly. When you agree with someone, the standard "I agree" is serviceable but lacks energy. A better option? I'm on board. Imagine your team suggests a great new idea for a project. Instead of the bland "I agree," you could say, "That's brilliant. I'm on board." It's enthusiastic, supportive, and boosts morale. Owning mistakes with color. We all mess up, and admitting it gracefully matters. Instead of the defensive, "It's your fault," try the more neutral and idiomatic, "You dropped the ball." For example, if someone forgets to send an important email, you could say, "It happens. You dropped the ball this time, but we'll fix it." It's forgiving, constructive, and less confrontational. The emotional power of advanced expressions. Language isn't just about words. It's about the emotions, connections, and stories they carry. When you say "I'm beat" instead of "I'm tired," or "it costs an arm and a leg" instead of "it's expensive," you're painting a richer picture. You're inviting your listeners to not just hear you, but feel you. Mastering these phrases is about more than fluency. It's about confidence. With every new phrase you adopt, you're adding another tool to your kit, making every conversation more dynamic, engaging, and memorable. All right, everyone, that's a wrap for today. You've just leveled up your English with 40 advanced phrases to help you sound like a true native speaker. Remember, practice makes perfect, so don't be afraid to try these out in your conversation starting today. If you found this helpful, don't forget to smash that like button and share this video with your friends who are learning English too. Also, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss out on our upcoming lessons. Got a favorite phrase from today? Or maybe one you're already using? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. You can download our free PDF for these advanced phrases linked in the description to take your skills to the next level. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this amazing community. Until next time, keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you've got this. See you in the next lesson. Bye for now.